I've got an interesting and trending topic for you today. Am I liable for drunk drivers who leave my home? Very great question. And a lot of people want to know the answer to that question because we're often hosts at a party at our own home and serving alcohol or have guests over who are drinking. So it boils down into two questions. Is there criminal liability and is there civil liability? In other words, a lawsuit versus criminal. In criminal liability, the general answer is no. I mean, the fault lies on the driver criminally. We charge people with impaired driving by death or causing bodily harm if they get in an accident. And we don't generally charge the host who served them like a bar or person. But there may be some narrow exceptions to that. Let's say, for example, that you knew the person was drunk, they're stumbling, they're slurring, and you visibly gave them the car keys, encouraged them to drive home. Well, you're at that point really an aider and abetter, aren't you? It's a party under Section 21 of the Criminal Code. That's a very narrow exception. It'd be kind of a crazy host to do that. But you asked the question in my YouTube channel on various questions, so I want to answer it. There's a narrow exception where you could be, but generally not. I mean, obviously use common sense. Who in the right mind is going to do that and get charged criminally? Now, civil host responsibility is a much different situation. If you're a homeowner, that's what it's actually called. You're a social host. So you're serving alcohol to people at your party. So you have to be very careful in this situation. There's a case that came out from the Supreme Court of Canada in 2006 called Childs v. Desormeaux, and that's the leading case about social liability. By the way, the homeowner in that case was found not liable. They had no reason to believe that the person was drunk or was going to drive drunk. But let's say you're in a situation where you're serving and you see that one of your guests is visibly drunk, they're slurring their words, they're stumbling. You need to take reasonable steps to try and stop them from driving. You need to try and offer them a cab, offer them a place to stay, suggest they're not driving, maybe physically take the keys if that's possible, if they're in the hands. If you don't do that and you let them get in the car, and they kill someone or cause bodily harm to someone, you could be liable under Childs v. Desormeaux because you didn't take those reasonable steps. It was foreseeable, you saw it, you had a duty of care to that person and other people on the roadway because you effectively knew that they were going to get in an accident basically because someone that drunk could. It's certainly foreseeable. And you could be out of pocket millions of dollars. I mean, if they render someone a paraplegic, quadriplegic, in that situation, what could happen is you could be sued for way beyond your limits to your insurance and your home policy and be bankrupt. So you have to be very careful. Use your head, watch your guests if you're serving alcohol, and just, it's reasonable steps. I mean, if the person said, no, I'm driving, and you tried, you offered taxi, you offered those, well, you did everything you could. You can't sit there and physically beat them up and restrain them off. But that's the Childs v. Desormeaux case. So just be careful in these situations. Use your head. It's a lot about common sense. Nothing to be afraid of. Just make sure you do the right thing at the right time and exercise common sense. So there's the answer. Criminal liability, kind of far-fetched. I mean, I can give you a hypothetical scenario for some crazy homeowner encouraged a stumbling person to drive and they killed someone. Well, arguably they're a party under Section 21 of the Criminal Code because they aided and abetted their driving. But in the second situation, most social hosts are going to be fine as long as you exercise common sense and encourage people to take a cab and try and take their keys and offer them a place to stay. Thank you for watching our video. We are absolutely committed to bringing you the best possible criminal and DUI educational videos. If you found this video helpful, please like it and subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you've been charged with a criminal offense in Ontario and require our services, please click on the link in the description below.